My first and only memory of my mother was the day she died. It was December 3rd, 1954. There was a suitcase open on the floor. She moved in and out of the closet, tossing this and that into it, not bothering to fold them. I followed her into the closet and scooted behind the dress hems. The floor vibrated when someone climbed the stairs below it, which is how I knew T-Ray was coming. His shoes clumped into the room. I don't remember what was said, just the fury of their words. I inched backwards into the closet. Drug out, I found myself in my mother's arms. I was peeled away by T-Ray and sat down in the hallway. That's when I saw her. She lunged away from him into the closet, scrambling for something high on the shelf. When I saw the gun in her hand, I ran towards her, wanting to save her, to save us all. What's left lies in clear, yet disjointed pieces in my head. The gun, shining like a toy in her hand, Chloe snatched it away. The gun on the floor, bending to pick it up. The noise that exploded all around us. This is what I know about myself. She was all I wanted, and I took her away. Now 14-year-old Lily Owens lives in the small town of Sylvan, South Carolina, with her abusive father, T-Ray, in the summer of 1964. When T-Ray lies to Lily, telling her the day her mother died, she was only returning for her things, Lily becomes furious and runs away from home, still clinging to the hope that her mother had loved her. Guided only by a label off of a honey jar that had once belonged to her mother, Lily ends up in Timberland, South Carolina, where a colored beekeeper named August Boatwright agrees to take her in. Lily weaves a web of lies in order to protect her from being sent home, but August knows the truth. After spending a few weeks with August, Lily decides it's time to come clean and tell her true story. The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. Late Friday afternoon, I wandered back to my room and sat on my cot, and I was struck all at once how life is out there going about its regular courses, and I was stuck, caught in a terrible crevice between living my life and not living. I couldn't go and hide and tell him if there was no end of it. I would have to come clean, whatever happened. Taking a deep breath, I stuffed my mother's photograph in my pocket and headed straight for the house to find August. And my heart started beating so I could hear it in my ears. I thought I might find you here. Remember when you said we should talk? I remember it well. That's my mother. I know. Your mother was Deborah Fontell Owens. First day you showed up, all I could see was Deborah at your age. Then you said your name was Lily, and right that minute I knew who you were. I worked as a housekeeper back in Richmond. I used to work in your mother's house. You said your father was dead? I made that up. I call him T-Ray. He's really not the daddy type. He yells all the time, but that's not the reason I left. He told me my mother, she left me and ran away. I don't try to be a bad person. I just can't help it. I do all the wrong things. I tell lies, and I hate people. But that's all nothing. It was my fault she died. I killed her. Kneeling on the floor, unable to stop shuddering, I heard it plainly. You are unlovable, Lily Owens. Unlovable. Who could love you? Who in this world could ever love you? I'm unlovable. I one way, and by the time life is through with them, they can end up completely different. I don't doubt it started off loving your mother, but honey, Deborah was pregnant. She called right after you were born. Said you were so pretty it hurt her eyes to look at you. But after a few months, she had called me up and said that she had to leave home. When I picked her up at the bus station, she didn't even look like herself. She brought me with her, didn't she? No, she came by herself. Until she got here, I thought she'd be bringing you with her. But then, after a few months, when she was feeling a little better, she started talking about how much she missed you. And finally, she went back to Sylvan to get you. She planned to bring you here to live. I knew exactly what happened next. I remember her coming back for me. They were yelling and fighting. She grabbed a gun from inside the closet, and when I picked it up, it went off. It just went out. The knock came on the door at 2 p.m., so I got up and I answered it. T-Ray stared back at me. He was smiling. Well, look who we have here. I spent half my summer looking for you, and I'm going to take you nice and quiet or kicking and screaming. It don't matter which to me. He came straight for me. Deborah, you're not leaving me again. He had me by the arm in one swoop. I reached away and ran for the but he caught me by the hair. Deborah, you're not leaving me again. It occurred to me that he was no longer talking to me, but to Deborah, like his mind had snapped back 10 years. T-Ray, it's me, Lily. Daddy, Daddy! He looked startled and turned my hair loose. You look like her. And in him saying that, I knew he'd said everything. We're going home. I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. You think I'm just going to leave with these people? I don't even know them. I know them. August Boatwright is a good person. What makes her even think she'd want you here? Lily can have a home here as long as she likes. August stepped into the room. But Lily's coming with me. Mr. Owens, you will be doing Lily a favor by leaving her here. We love her, and we'll take care of her. I promise you that. We'll start her in school, keep her straight. He took one look at me, and then his hands dropped to his sides. Good riddance. Stop! Wait. The day my mother died, you said when I picked up the gun, it went off. I have to know, did I do it? I can tell you I did. That's what you want to hear. But it was you who did it, Lily. You didn't mean it, but it was you. I still tell myself, when he drove off that day, he wasn't saying, good riddance. He was saying, Lily, you're better off there. You never would have thought of me like you will with them.